Well, welcome ladies and gentlemen. There seem to have been some technical issues coming through. Sorry for the delay in the draft. We had legit an entire talk about every pick in the draft and we thought was advantageous in that regard, but you did not unfortunately get to see it. However, we will hopefully be able to cover at least the rest of the game between Infinity and Interitus. My name is DkTruman, and with me is WingBlade, and well, give us a quick recap of what we first saw.
Oh, yeah, we've seen some crazy picks here. DkTruman and me discussed how he expected to see some pretty standard picks after casting some games previously, and then we load into the draft and we see some crazy picks here. We have a Centaur, we have a Witch Doctor. We have a lot of aggression planned for this game, I suppose. Because these heroes, they like fighting. Maybe Shadow Fiend farms a little bit, but mostly they just want to run at each other. And that's exactly what we want as well.
We want the old classic experience of Peruvian versus Brazilian dotes. And there's a lot of aggression. Well, it does look very likely that that's going to be the case with the Bloodseeker, Void Spirit, Magnus on one side. You pretty much expect them to go for big jumps and big catches for most of the game.
Okay, whatever, dude. I just woke up, not even
I always wanted to see an ancient fall. Yeah, that stuff's over.
See if this is gonna be the classic Shadow Fiend build without raises as well. Because that is always very interesting. Like, hey, you have this carry hero, right? Makes sense. He has a great farming tool, but he's just not gonna skill it. Just right-click harder. It feels like such a bloody 2K MMI build, but somehow it keeps on working.
Yeah, it's still very strange to see. Of course, SF, honestly, one of the strongest early game heroes. If you get a couple of those Necromastery stacks, you kind of need them though. It's pretty hard to hit creeps without Shadow Rays before that point. If you're up against a decent lane, for instance against the Magnus, if he empowers himself, right clicking creeps is going to be pretty tough. And yeah, he does level Presence of the Dark Lord first, so there's going to be that ogre running at his opponents and giving them the right click experience.
It's so crazy to me. I mean, he has decent right-click damage, even without the Necromastery. He's up at 50 right now, which is honestly not too bad. With 4 minus armor, I guess it works.
Well, so far it's a bit problematic for the Shadow Fiend to find last hits. Only the 2 so far. So, of course, the gold's always nice, but once you get those Necromastery going, and it's when you really need to get those last hits.
He's doing his best at least. Eventually, fortune will come to him. At the same time, I wouldn't expect to see a lot of kills here. I mean, Shadow Fiend has a good amount of right-click damage, and Snapfire has some kill potential, but if no one messes up, no one should die.
Yeah, I mean, the frontliner is an ogre. Like, no. He just doesn't die. Unless he, as you said, really messes up. Or the Snapfire gets a lot of levels in Lil Shredder. A lot of damage onto
more
SF.
likely to see kills in the top. So we have a Maledict there and a Skywrath Mage, and there's just so much potential for Malice.
Pretty, you know, the old classic hoof stomp to Mystic Flare later on as well. They don't have like the greatest setups for Mystic Flare. That's kind of a bit of a problem for the team. You don't have like a Legion Commander or something to completely hold them in place the entire duration.
I mean, to be fair, Mystic Flare duration is 2.2 seconds and Hoof Stomp at max level is 2.5. So it should be plenty. The one thing is you might not be in position, so it's gonna be quite important for this guy to get either a Blink or a Netherlands, preferably both.
I'm not even trying right now, and I'm lagging.
And of course on the other side, as you mentioned, the Witch Doctor with the Maledict. Get a decent stun on the Skywrath with a level 2, level 3 Maledict. 2 hits behind it from the Bloodseeker and he dies. Speaking of dying, the Bloodseeker's in a little bit of trouble.
Concussive shot, 1 second. I'm gonna go for it. There is a lot of magic damage on this lane. And Centaur is opting to max the double edge as well. I want to say quite uncommon these days, but I haven't seen a lot of Centaur at all, so I can't really say what is common these days.
I mean, max leveling it is very dangerous if you're laning up against Maledict, because it's literally just killing yourself that way. So bottom lane in the meantime, a 1-for-1 trade coming out, but SF is starting to catch up with, of course, those Necromancy stacks. Getting those right clicks in.
Yeah, I don't even think that was too bad for Interitus there. Because they trade 207 gold for 300 gold. But the gold is going to the Shadow Fiend, your carry, so you're not gonna be too sad about that. Threats now for the SF as well, and he's almost at 100 damage 4 minutes into the game.
Always nice. Ooh, Skewer Tower adds in a little extra hit on to the Ogre, but they're turning it around, and there's the SF. Minus armor plus right click God, healing self. Not gonna die just yet. He even has infused raindrops, and Mariana almost gets shredded. How is this a thing, WingBlade?
I don't know.
I mean, you said it when we
working.
casted NA. It's just weird to see heroes that you see in one lane, one specific lane, one specific job for years and years and years, and then all of a sudden, someone's like, we could also just get rid of his farming tool and right-click people. Oh yeah.
Man, I love Dota. Discovery just never ends. He doesn't have that many CS, but he has 2 kills, so all things considered, he's still having a very good time, topping the net worth as well. Bloodseeker only 200 behind, but you know, it's the dream start for a Shadow Fiend.
Yeah, he's got 2 kills already, going for the Mask of Madness, which is, well, pretty good to chase down people and get as many kills as you want. I mean, who would have thunk that max level Necromastery presence of the Dark Lord SF safe lane is the most aggressive of the lanes?
I've even seen Shadow Fiends not max presence of the Dark Lord immediately and put a few more points into stats as well. Going for something like a 0-2 and then 2 points in stats. Or like 0-4-2 and then 2 points in stats and Requiem. It's like all over the place.
I mean, to be fair, presence of the Dark Lord levels don't give -1 armor. +2 stats does sound pretty good in comparison.
Yeah, especially because the effectiveness of minus armor decreases once people hit 0. So for some heroes, decreasing it even more, it doesn't really do that much. Like Void Spirit is at 4, Magnus is at 5. Zephyr has the TP. He's not having fun in this top lane anymore. Who didn't even TP to base. TP to the tower, and now he has to run to base and then back to the lane again. I have to say, I have my doubts about that decision.
He's taking a
Void Spirit
damage, of course, from Maledict, but yeah, top bottom lane, catch onto the Ogre. He is like indestructible. Nice gank attempt. He's got himself infused raindrops, so he is God. He is literal God. Okay, Witch Doctor catches out Pimpolo. And there's the Bloodseeker chasing in after the puck in the meantime, but just trying to keep the Witch Doctor alive and kicking.
Ooh.
Actually, that's a huge courier snipe.
Poor Puck. He was having such a good game so far, but that's really gonna set him back quite a bit.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Well, currently, top net worth is the SF, who's very close to finishing up his Mask of Madness. It's actually not that surprising, to be fair. But the Bloodseeker also, I mean, both safe lanes having absolutely stellar games. Mid lanes are almost equal. Top lane, I mean, level 3 Maledicts plus Rupture equals dead.
They just dive him under the tower, no hesitation. Just instant rupture into Maledict, and Centaur just
Radiant's
melts.
top tower ain't looking too steady.
This is a 1300 hero melting like butter.
And I mean, if that's the Centaur dying, the Skywrath Mage can't get anywhere close. Especially because he's going for the fill of Discord first item, so he's got like no boots, nothing. He's literally a sitting duck. A glass cannon, if you will.
There is a smoked puck moving in though. They do have a good amount of damage on the Centaur. No level 6 though, so no Stampede.
Both catch coming in onto the Bloodseeker. Top lane. Great dream call. Rotation in from the Void Spirit though. Silence comes out. Oh my lord. How do they manage to stop it in time? The puck trying to touch a weave. Doesn't get out either. And that is huge. The Bloodseeker survives. Double kill secured from that rotation. Just on the very edge. I mean, the only thing that they were missing in that fight was the puck's items in the courier. That would have otherwise been a kill.
Yeah, for sure. He was missing his boot, so he couldn't get in range to get off his spells while the Ancient Seal was active. And that would have been 30% extra damage and a certain kill. Ooh, now is smoke coming out, most likely onto the Shadow Fiend.
So,
It's gonna be fine.
he's nicely dodging it. Of course, if Shadowfiend gets spotted by that pesky level 6 Witch Doctor with the level 3 Maledict plus Death Ward, you very easily get taken down.
Yeah, even without the Snapfire at level 6, they have plenty of damage.
Radiant's bottom tower needs a hand.
Oh, Parker.
Does hit his level 6 now. Skywrath Mage should have it soon as well. Does he have it? Yep. Tome is coming on the career. That's when they can start being active.
Radiant's bottom tower needs a hand.
And Bloodseeker's just gonna go for the classic Milstrom BKB, probably.
No need for innovation when a certain build just works super well. With Empower, he's gonna farm really fast as well. Which is nice, because otherwise he would get outfarmed quite hard by this SF.
Who almost does 200 auto attack damage, by the way.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
Yeah,
attack.
seems fair.
Radiant structures are fortified.
That's insane how much damage that is in the early game.
Radiant's bottom tower needs a hand. Dire's top tower is under attack.
Infinity is gonna find a tier 1 here.
Radiant's
That
bottom
is very
tower
nice
is
for
falling.
them. Of course, Centaur is gonna be able to tank the tower and deal a lot of damage with his
Dire's top
return and
tower ain't
take the
tower
trade.
no more. Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Finds a bounty rune with his little shovel as well.
Easy
Always
value.
feels good.
And that width is pretty close between the two sides. I mean, you do have a Magnus with the Empower buff max leveled out, so that's a plus for the Bloodseeker who now has his Maelstrom done. And even for the Void Spirit is a good way for him to try and keep up, because that is one of the downsides of Void Spirit, is you're super strong in the early to mid game, but
Radiant's bottom
most
tower
of the
is
time
under
they really
attack.
fall behind in net width in the late game.
Yeah, the only difference in this game is between the Witch Doctor and the Ogre. And the Ogre has boots and the Witch Doctor has boots and 1000 gold in his stash. So the game is pretty much even in terms of actual net worth.
Yeah,
The
but
Witch Doctor did manage to steal almost every single kill that they have.
yeah, that's 5 kills for the Witch Doctor. That is actually the classic Maledict Witch Doctor. That is every single time you see a Maledict build Witch Doctor who doesn't go for the value point in Voodoo Restoration, you pretty much tend to just steal all the kills.
And SF once again smells something is up, and looks like Infinity is not gonna find anything here
Dire's
unless
top tower is about
they
to be
find the
Radiant's
Centaur.
top rubble.
But do they have the damage?
He does
Probably.
have Stampede, and yeah, he's too far away. Unless he makes a mistake, Yules, catch, Maledict on him, and then he dies. Yeah, he's definitely dead. Not even really needing that Maledict. Shut down, and that's another. That's number 6. Unstoppable streak on the Witch Doctor. This is one farm boy.
Wonder what he's gonna do with all of this money. He's buying a Force Staff, but you know he has greater ambitions. Why else would he take every single kill?
Yeah, just get the Axe first item. Easy.
I
Be
think
that
the
guy.
shard on Witch Doctor is very good.
Oh, the shard's really good.
That's a nice kill.
SF, definitely 100% dead. Tries to pump out as much damage as possible. Does of course now know that there's a high ground ward, but he does manage. Honestly, it is straight up worth. He gets the kill on the level, the 6 kill streak Witch Doctor before he dies. So even though he dies, that is still 500 gold that he gains.
Yeah, it's definitely alright. And the Centaur picks up another bounty rune.
That's more
Very
value.
skillful.
Skywrath.
Sky. Poor Sky.
All 3 cores there,
Turned
nothing you can
into
do.
Chicky nuggets. Witchblade is up for the puck, who now has 2 blink daggers queued up because one is just not gonna cut it this game.
I mean, you gotta get an overwhelming blink plus arcane blink. For the extra value. Oh, getting caught out. Aether Remnant, and they stack their stuns, but it doesn't matter. He still gets taken down in time, and Puck died his second death.
That's a lot of damage.
Radiant's middle tower.
That's the tier 1 tower that they're looking for. I mean, they can't really fight just yet. There's no BKB on the Shadow Fiend. Puck is dead. The Radiant just have to forego this tower.
It's gonna be a blink dagger on the Centaur in less than 100 gold, and that's gonna be a big timing for Interitus.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
So they do. You kind of need to, as you said, have perfect positioning. Skywrath doesn't have boots yet. So it's going to be very hard to combo the Blink Hoof Stomp into Mystic Flare if the Centaur is the one initiating.
Yeah, Sky needs to have good positioning. Luckily, Mystic Flare range is huge.
Yeah, it kind of is. He's even going for the Aether because he doesn't like boots. To be fair, Skywrath Mage base movement speed is 325. That is stupid. Ogre with boots is 10. Centaur is even less movement speed, normal walking, than the Skywrath Mage with his phase boots. It's pretty nuts.
And he has a huge amount of legs.
But he also has a big fat axe that's slowing him down.
True, true.
Oh, smoke broken.
Ogre. He's the perfect target to stand in front here. Of course, the hero doesn't do much.
No one's doing anything. Just poking and prodding. Puck's waiting for his Blink Dagger, I think. Yeah, Blink Dagger delivered. But while everyone is lurking about, we do have the Shadow Fiend farming up the top lane. Void Spirit's currently in the trees trying to get his Axe. That Axe is going to be absolutely amazing against Puck, because Puck doesn't have a Yules yet.
Yeah, Puck is struggling a lot in this game. 0-2 and 0. And he wants to be the playmaker for his team, but he really hasn't been able to. And it's way more complicated in this game because there is a Void Spirit with Yules, and that is very difficult to play against as a Puck, because you cannot phase shift either Remnant after the Yules.
Yeah, it's I mean, to be fair, it pretty much is a game where if you make one mistake, you're dead as Puck, and well, he's so far had 2 of them. So it is also pretty nice against Bloodseek if you get a good Dream Coil, and against Magnus. But again, you kind of need to make sure that the Magnus is going to get caught, because it's always terrifying to play against the Blink RP out of the trees.
Of course, Magnus, we haven't spoken about this, but he actually went for a mech. He went for a mech to Blink.
Oh, Puck is very dead. Death Ward placed because the Witch Doctor wants some extra money. Looking for a catch onto the Skywrath. Hasted Void Spirit, a little bit too much to handle, and that's an easy triple kill, 13-3. And Infinity currently absolutely destroying every single engagement they encounter.
There is a BKB on the Shadow Fiend now, but They've given up so many kills that Bloodseeker and the rest of Infinity are looking really strong right now. 'Cause if it's just the Shadow Fiend being farmed, I don't think that Interitus is going to be in a good position, because there is a Magnus on the enemy team and no amount of saves will save the Shadow Fiend because they don't have any.
Yeah, it's pretty much, well, they have one Stampede, but if you get ruptured, then it's also like a downfall kind of play. So yeah, honestly, everything's going to come down to the perfect SF game. Can he get it done? He does, of course, have that BKB. Now with the Dragon Lance on top as well, but it's such a tough game to even get yourselves back, because in the team fights, you're not advantageous.
Yeah, they need to start off fights by killing an important hero. If they start the fight by killing off something like a Void Spirit, they're gonna be in a good position, but they need to get the jump.
So
What they can do.
SF level 14, no Shadow Rays levels. So weird.
Oh, smoke comes out.
Move Stomp onto 2, Mystic Flare, get rid of the Witch Doctor immediately. That's a first. Did use most of their spells though.
Hacking himself on the Void Spirit. He is very farmed.
Okay, chasing after the Ogre. 5 for a 5 trade. Not the end of the world.
Nothing of value was lost. Infinity, they want to keep going. They know there is no Mystic Flare now, so no one is gonna get blown up.
And no
Still have
Stampede,
the
and no
RP.
Dream Coil, and no Skywrath. Because for some reason Skywrath decided to linger, while his team already kind of realized that they're going for the tier 1 tower. And if you're up against a Void Spirit, it's not a good idea to stand anywhere close, especially now that he's got his Ags done, going for bots next. He's gonna be everywhere.
Which one dire again? Radiant's top tower has fallen.
The SF is gonna be going for a Silver Edge. I'm not sure how much that is gonna do for him. So he still dies in a single stun right now, which is a very scary position to be in. It's gonna be attempted, and with this Solar Crest plus Little Shredder minus armor, Roche just absolutely melts. There is a Dream Coil up though. Interitus is gonna scout this.
Once you can actually TP bottom, Roche is half HP. You've got an SF on your side. Does 200 auto attack damage. This is actually a pretty good time. If you get one pick off, you could walk in the pit and steal it. Or just steal it
Just
altogether.
be able to steal it anyway, because I don't think Infinity saw them going into Roche, and Ogre showed on the high ground.
Oh no. Oh no.
This timing is very unfortunate for Interitus. Can Infinity take advantage?
Okay, Stampede, wasted. Dream Coil dropped on the back line. Void Spirit kept out of the fight, but Rupture plus more kisses. A lot of damage. Puck trying to stay alive, but he's going to get caught out, and that's going to be a double kill. Looking for more. SF does blow his load. And right clicks down everything. Oh my god, look at the damage. RP getting interrupted. The silence. Oh, the big plays coming through. Is it enough though to turn the fight in their favor? Buyback came through from the Ogre. Not necessarily the strongest for the re-engagement, but is going to chase for more. Can they chase down these supports plus the Magnus, who's still lurking for an RP? Look at the Ogre just blowing them down. Skewer RP though, gets both supports, and that's going to be a double kill. However, Roche is still not dead. And it is actually surprising to me that we didn't get to see like a puck buyback.
That was an intense support fight. All the cores just died at the start. But this SF with his BKB, you need to respect him. Because Void Spirit got like 4 or a 5 shot. I have to give a huge amount of credit as well to Pimpolo on this Skywrath mage, silencing right before the RP came out. Some fast fingers on that man.
Both teams gonna keep an eye on that Roche pit again. Of course, yeah, you mentioned it that SF did shred in that fight. And once he gets that silver edge, well, the chrysalis part of the silver edge, you get a couple of those crits added on top. I mean, we didn't only kill off the Void Spirit in quick succession, he took down that Bloodseeker like it was nothing.
Yeah, and Bloodseeker is, I want to say, by far the most farmed hero in this game. Didn't feel that way last fight. Getting a BKB is gonna help for him though, because he got shut down pretty badly.
Oh, smoke gang. Wanna join kit? No RP available though. But that's a perfect jump sign to me. There's the Requiem of Souls. Popped up. Beam coil. But the stun of the Void Spirit, he does die. And Parker's going in for everything right now. The BKB is just too much to handle. If you can't control the Bloodseeker, he will control you. Chasing for more. The cookie stun comes out. The center is surrounded. The center is going to die back. And that's going to be a Rajur. Chased by a stun. Will be able to dodge it, but they won't be able to defend Roshan any longer. And it looked... I mean, it was a very bad start to the fight for Interitus. That immediate blink silence was perfect from the Void Spirit. Unfortunately, got hit by that Requiem plus Dream Coil, so he was kind of completely dead. It was a nice counterplay, but yeah. With the
Yeah, he
centaur,
died for a good cause.
Centaur taken down at the start of the fight was pretty much their downfall.
Yeah, Centaur really needs a BKB. He feels completely useless, and he's going for a pipe as well, which is pretty much half a BKB. That's money that he doesn't really... I mean, he can't really afford to spare 1500 gold on a pipe recipe. Yeah, and he queues up the BKB next, but at this pace, not sure if he's ever gonna get it.
Radiant's bottom tower needs a hand.
Well, it is gonna be a pretty problematic affair if they ever want to try and get back in the game. I mean, the center, yeah, you mentioned it. He's gonna be 2 items in 25 minutes. He's got no farm. That Witch Doctor and even the Snapfire all at his heels right now in terms of network.
Radiant's bottom tower must have been dizzy.
And Snapfire is closing in on the Blink Aghanim Shard combination,
His middle tower looks to be
which transforms Snapfire from a long-ranged artillery hero to a pretty powerful initiator.
And nice 1.5 second stun. AoE in front of you, pushing them back as well. Not too bad. The Void Spirit going for the old Kaya Sanj. Gotta get status resistance because, well, you definitely can see why in that fight. Did get, of course, that initiation, but the Dream Coil plus Terrorize, I mean, he was just perma-stun locked. Buck went for the Aeon Disc, so doesn't want to get one shot anymore.
Yeah, that is definitely the right decision, I think, because BKB is very nice, at the same time doesn't do anything against RP, and you're still gonna get destroyed by the Aether Remnant.
Radiant's middle tower's not feeling the love.
It's definitely a tough game. I mean, that's always the case if you're up against a lineup that has BKB piercing effects. BKB always sounds like the perfect item, but it isn't the answer if you're up against a Rupture and a RP that pierces right through it. And of course the Witch Doctor ulti, but you know, that's just... that always hurts.
Yeah, I mean, Witch Doctor is very strong in this game. We've seen how much work Maledict can do, and we haven't really even seen that many ultis. And imagine that the longer this game goes on for, the more opportunities he's gonna have. I'd love to see the shard as well.
Free bottom lane. How will you defend it is the question. Immediate initiation Mystic Flare? No, because that's an Aegis on Parker. That'd be just a waste.
They could just pop hits, but they really don't want to. Also, if they do go for a Blink Stomp on the Bloodseeker, they might just lose the Centaur again. Because there is nothing stopping Infinity from engaging then.
FCR on the run. They know where he is. They're trying to scout him out, throwing spells all over the place, even a random dust. But he ran to the opposite end. In the Dire's jungle where they do not have any vision. However, they are getting very close, and that courier might give enough information. Parker nearby does have a basher, so FCR, man's playing with fire.
I was hoping for a moment that he was gonna go for a Requiem play.
I mean, the Bloodseeker has 2.4k HP, you're not gonna kill him.
If you stand exactly on top of him, it's like 1600 magic damage. That should be enough time to get some right clicks in as well, but it's definitely not worth the risk.
I think maybe if you had Silver Edge, could do it. Get that extra crit on top. But it might just not be strong enough, Centaur. However, he's gonna of course be their nice juicy free pick. And Infinity will finish off the range racks. Oh, the Aegis is gone in 10 seconds, but the Centaur's gone for 40.
Radiant's middle tower's not feeling the love.
Parker's gotta be careful. Make good use of that Aegis being popped. FCR is just, you know, chilling the enemy's jungle.
He needs to do something, but he doesn't want to show in lane because he's very vulnerable. So the enemy jungle is one of the safest places to find. That's for sure.
Dire is scanning for enemies.
They would love to get back some control with their shrines or outposts. Ideally, because right now it's so hard for them to leave the base. Buck does almost have an Aghanim Scepter, and that could be very big against the Bloodseeker. So if there is one hero that enjoys running around, it's probably him.
Ogre Mage has Psychic Headband. Neutral items proc, right? To this multicast?
Yeah, but only on enemies.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the Clumsy Net was the one that was always OP on him.
I would love to see Ogre Magi just yeet 3 people out of coil with it.
Oh my god, that would be amazing. Oh please, that would be so sick if you saw it.
Smoke into smoke.
Just
Gonna
barely
run into
dodging each other.
Magnus. Nope, they're not gonna run into anyone. They just pass by unnoticed.
This will hasten my footfalls.
Yeah, but they definitely know where the other team is now. Random ogre just popped up.
Yeah, that happens sometimes. Sometimes ogres just spawn on the map.
So there is a chase from behind. Haste from Void is about to end.
Top tower's about
They're
to
all
top.
hiding behind one little piece of high ground. There's going to be the jump in. But the Aetherem actually hits the pot. Pops is in this already. Enter Stampede going in aggressively on towards the Witch Doctor, but they immediately lost the Ogre Magi. FCR, he's starting to bump out some damage. He does do some damage. Oh, the Rupture RB play onto the Shadow Fiend, and he's just going to get skewered to death. Nothing he could do in that case. Trying to DP out, but he missile bladed. Plus everything. Parker is too strong and too farmed. They can't do anything against the Seeker of Blood.
Radiant's
That was a
middle tower is
beautiful
under attack.
initiation once again by the Void Spirit. He jumps in and silences 3 heroes instantly. This Aghanims has been so good in this game. We often see Void Spirits not being able to farm well enough to stay relevant, but PP is doing a great job. I also love his name.
Oh, PP does, of course, get that power buff the entire time from the Magnus. Those supports are also not too shabby on their farm. I mean, they have... The Snapfire has the Blink and Shard done now as well. So in all honesty, this game is going to be very hard to win for the Radiant team. I dare I say it, near impossible.
Yeah, they picked this big wombo combo, but by the time it came online, they were already so far behind.
Gaben gives them 2% chance.
I mean, seems decent. Let's see what they can do. 2% is objectively more than 1%, so
It
they
is
have that
twice
going
as
for them.
much, so That's 100% more. AKA value. But yeah, Centaur is still busy with that pipe.
One day
The
he'll
one
get
we-
it.
Yeah, we saw that, what, 7 minutes ago that he was... 8 minutes ago, maybe, that he was still building that recipe alone.
Mm-hmm. That is pretty sad because you get a pretty good amount of passive income. I feel like he's just been losing gold because he dies every single fight and has to buy back.
Another smoke coming in, but they're just waiting on the high ground. Oh, actual high ground. Void Spirit jumps through. Ogre Match is dead. Green Coil gets missed. Rupture onto the Centaur. You can't run away. RP to interrupt the Requiem, and now it's going to be full control. Shadow Fiend skewered back. Shadow Fiend taken down. Easy kills. And the G to the G gets called. Yeah, that was... I mean, for the most part, Infinity had full control over this game. In the laning stage, the bottom lane didn't go like a decent way in favor of Interitus, but that top lane, that Centaur got destroyed.
Yep. It felt surgical from Infinity. Interitus just got absolutely dismantled.
And nothing they could get done there. But of course, this is only the first in a series. And hey, wait, that's my prediction. That's correct. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Just wanted to mention that in the end. But we'll be going quickly towards a break, and we'll be back for game number 2 after